Hey, what's up, guys? This is T-Bone here. Welcome to another stream. We are going to be talking about the upcoming event, which is called, I think, Battle for Meido. And there are a lot of changes that have been announced for this particular event. And taking a look at some of the chats in the network app, there definitely was a lot of questions and concerns, and I wanted to address them in this stream as well. Wanted to talk to you all about what you thought, and I figured in addition to talking about the event deck itself, I'd also really like to hear about everybody else's thoughts and what you think about the changes. And we're also going to do a couple of things. We're going to open up some packs today because it is another crystal event, and I will also be taking a look at some of the dust pool because of some of the updates there. And just basically, I left everything untouched for the stream here so I can open them here. And just taking a look at the chat here, I just want to say hi to everybody. There's a lot of people already saying hello there, so just taking a look at some of the more recent chats here. So I've been seeing Mbaz Obe and Chiman Ong, Noah Leah, Duck Carfini, Heath, Be Like Billy, Andy Kessler, BBX, as well as Domino, Adam Ortego, Chris Fan, Joe Want to Know, Judge of All, and everybody else who's coming onto the stream right now. Welcome. And thanks for joining me here. All right, so first, let's take a look at the news. I think, typically I normally would take a look at the cards first, but I wanted to also kind of go over some of the announcements for Battle for Meido, and we can then sort of kind of go in sequence there. We can talk about, the event, format. It is going to be a VIP crystal event. So what that means is, we aren't going to see runes as usual. This is going to be the third crystal event in a row. I believe this is indicating that we're not going to go back to the rune system, and so that's how I feel. I think that's what it means. And so how do you guys feel about that? I definitely have my thoughts about it, and I definitely know how this impacts people who are free to play. But comment down below and let me know what you think as well. And just seeing people joining in right now. So Arcadian and Duppy, Jeffrey Lee, and Candy, as well as Johnny Tables. Welcome to the stream here. And so we know that it's going to be a crystal event, and so that means you're going to have to save up sort of the rune dust there. And we had this in the last Water Slayer event, so hopefully some of you have stored up some of them and can make it this event. Some of the other changes that are a little bit, I would say, controversial would be the way that you can evolve and also the dust updates. So there's, they've changed how you can evolve older cards now. And also they've updated the store in which you can pull cards from. So when you pull packs or when you go to the dust store and open cards, you're going to get some of the newer things. But along with that, they've also changed sort of, how much dust you can now earn from your cards. And so this is probably the one that most people are going to have a hard time with. And that is, instead of the normal amount that you sell for, everything now will sell mostly for 20 dust. We're going to take a look at that as well, and we'll see how that impacts. And so I see Xiaolian here as well, and Ethan Sayer, Peggy Lynn. Welcome to the stream. And, as usual, let me know what you thought, what you think. I definitely want to make sure that we are, embracing all thoughts and ideas here. This is going to be an open forum for anyone here to talk about the state of where we are, how is the event going to be like, and for me personally, I kind of want to talk about, okay, so what does this mean for us, and how do we move forward, what can we do, etc. And so I think there's so hero availability update, really just what I saw is a bunch of new ultra rare heroes have been added to the store as well. But from what I know, it's still not the newest. So there's still about 15 events from Generation 2. Those cards are not available in this update. So for example, Satyr, one of the cards that we use for the Earth Giants deck, is not available. So and also the Fire Dragon and also the Water Human, Dynamite Dougal and also Quilldrak, those cards are not available in this update either. So let's take a look, right? If you take a look at your collection right now and you're trying to sell anything, you can see that this is an event card. So an event card will sell for the regular amount. So you can still sell an event card for 400, but that's not typically what people do. Typically, people don't sell the event cards because it's a lot more expensive to evolve. Instead, what they would do is they would pick a support card and they would sell those. So what you do is you level up a support card and then you sell it for dust. And now instead of the 400 dust, it's now down to 20. And so this is going to definitely have an impact for people who are looking to use dust to, upgrade to basically evolve their ultimate form. So this is going to be the biggest impact. Because what I want to take a look at here is if we reduce the amount of dust that you can earn from selling the ultra rare cards, then what does that mean for us or for players who are looking to get the ultimate form? And so if you take a look at the ultimate form requirements, right here actually, you can see that you still need 1.6 thousand pink dust in order to craft one. And as you go up in stars levels, it's going to be significantly more expensive. And so how do people now get the dust? That remains the question. Like, are we expected now to actually dust all of our event cards? Or are they going to, one, remove that dust requirement moving forward? Or are they going to give us other ways to earn dust? That's going to be the main question that hasn't been answered just yet. It just got announced too. So I'm going to, give them some time to hopefully host a Q&A session so that we can ask these questions there. And so just taking a look at the chats here, I just kind of want to see, so far it's not looking like people are happy with this change. A lot of people are saying that this is really not fair to the veterans in the game who have been around for a while, who have collected cards. And I tend to agree there. It's just, it's hard. When you're used to sort of some sort of currency, and the way that they sort of decided to go about it is to just reduce it. But I can sort of see the system and how it works. And we're going to take a look at how that's going to work in the dust pool anyways. And so, while I'm here, we're just going to take a look at the cards themselves and then we can move on. So I was already at the ultimate form, but I think before that, let's take a look at the master card and we can talk about this. So this is going to be the Grail deck that we were used to seeing from the previous Earth Commander event, not the previous one, but actually was the last one, the Earth Commander event, where you would, basically cast Grail, and then after 4 turns, it will then create, Power Gem 3s. So this is the Master Collection card, Metharm Project. And what it will do is it'll create 4 Water Power Gem 4s, and then it will increase attack up to 30%. And so I think what happens is if the Grail is active, 5 or more stacks of the, it's not called Grail anymore, it's called Power Up. So if there's 5 or more stacks of Power Up active, then it's going to repeat that the very next turn. So basically you can create 4 Power Gem 4s, one turn, and then the very next turn, you can create 4 more for a total of 8 if you're able to save them. And so the way you want to play this normally is you want to activate this the turn before your Power Up will actually expire. So then when it creates the 15 Power Gem 3s, you also create an additional 4 Power Gem 4s. That's how you want to maximize it. So this is going to be a pretty good card, but only if you can get the Power Up with it. And the Power Up is going to be part of the support card, so you definitely have that. And then the Ultra Rare card is a Sea Swelling Titan. So the thing here is I get this Pacific Rim vibe. I don't know if you guys have seen the movie, but when I saw the deck and I was looking at it, there's 2 things that really struck out at me. This just screams Pacific Rim to me, right? And so I kind of want to see what you guys think about it as well, and let me know what you think. So let's take a look at what this. Sorry, give me 1 second here. I'm going to move this a little bit. So let's take a look here. And so Sea Swelling Titan, what its skill does is it will also create 3 Power Gem 2s, and then it'll add 4 stacks of Power Up for 4 turns. So this will double the number of support card. And that's all it does. It basically will create the stacks for you, and that's really where you're going to get the most Power Up. There's no other passives available here, so it's just a faster, sort of a better version of the support card. And I remember when the Grail team first came out, I was raving about it because this means the support card is super useful. And so the support card here, Daihomaru, is going to also create the stacks, except it only creates 2 stacks of Power Up. And after you create it, you let it go for 4 turns, and then it'll create as many Power Gems as there are stacks. And so typically what I like to recommend is to get 2 of the support cards so that you can get this faster. But remember, the support cards themselves don't actually create the Power Gems. The Power Gem is created by the Power Up, which is sort of fed by individual support cards or the Ultra Rares. There's only 1 Power Up, and when that Power Up decreases to 0 when it expires, it's going to go ahead and create all the Power Gems. So think of the support card really as a way to add stacks to the single Power Up. And so having more support cards just means you'll get there faster. Otherwise, it's going to take you twice as many turns to get to the maximum 15 stacks. And so a lot of people are confused about it, and I'm just going to make sure to make sure you understand that this time. And if we take a look at the event card, yeah, so right, like people agree, it does have that whole vibe of Pacific Rim here, and also the event card here, Mega Sentinel. I don't know if any of you ever watched Dragon Ball Z, but there was a character which is Frieza when basically came back as the Golden Frieza. Imagine this guy in gold, or imagine Golden Frieza in blue. It really reminds me of him. So just kind of interesting thoughts, but also this looks like that guy from Pacific Rim as well. Just the whole movie. If you just watch, especially the second one, if you just watch it, I think you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, so good night, Xiaolian. Thanks for joining me for the stream. And so Mega Sentinel is going to be the sort of weaker version of the Master Collection card. It will create 4 Water Power Gen 1s, and then if there's at least 5 or more stacks of power up, then it will go ahead and create 4 more the next turn. It does have a 6-turn cooldown, so it's not one that you can activate multiple times, and I believe the same thing goes for the Master Collection card as well. And so this is, so really, so this is, I think, when I looked at it, the question was, is this really the most important card to get for this particular deck? And so what I will say is, if you're a free-to-play player and you're short on the Ultimate Form Dust, and you're short on the the Ultra Rare Dust and the Master Collection Dust, I kind of feel that don't need to feel compelled to spend for this event, because the support cards that you get will be very helpful, and I'm going to be able to show you how you can actually get 100% overkill on all of your solo legends using this deck without the Ultra Rare or the Master Collection card. But of course, it is a really good deck to have if you wanted it. So I think that if you're looking for a deck, this wouldn't be a bad choice. Although I still feel that, something like the Bio Blitzer is still going to be the best. It's just that for water, there really isn't a great card that can complement this deck that can give you as many power gems. And so this deck would be it for water. I think this is going to be a good choice. And so there's a couple things that also I wanted to kind of touch up on, right? So we've covered the deck here, and we're going to take a look at the Dust update, but I'm going to kind of, let you guys know too. You probably noticed I am currently VIP. So I actually renewed my VIP a couple of days ago because I knew that this is going to be a VIP event, and I wanted to get the Pentart gems for my 2 missing 2 rays that are basically unascended. And so I have 5 of them right now, and I did also get I have 3 of them all ascended, and I'm just missing 2. So I'm just basically renewed it for just this 1 month, and I wanted to take advantage of some of the keys and whatnot, but mostly because I wanted to get the Pentart gems. I'm gonna get 2 of them so I can ascend Ray. I am also going to try and ascend my second copy of Keda, just because I think it'll be very helpful as well. And so just this, where is she? So just wanted to, call out that if you have a legend card, it is actually very useful now. I missed it somewhere. Hold on a second. Water. Let's go legend. So I have a couple of copies of Keda, and I do have one that is a 6-star, so I'm thinking about ascending as well. And so, that's why I got my VIP, and also just because of that, I have forgotten what it's like to be VIP and to have all those additional keys in the event, so it took some getting used to. But anyway, just wanted to make sure I called that out in case some of you might have noticed it. And so there's a couple things, right? When you go to the Dust store, and if you go to the Dust Merchant right here, so it costs 20 to get 3-star heroes, and then it's also going to cost, basically you'll earn 20 when you sell it. And so if you think about it, for the most part, you're going to get, it's basically a zero-sum game here where you're going to get as many dust as you sell, except if you pull dragons. Dragons still have only 5, dust that you sell, so you're going to have to probably try and evolve it or something. All right, so take a look at here. So we got a Silver Surfer and Robocop. I think those are pretty good ideas there. And so Kiko has joined us. Hello there. And Goddess of Surf apparently is available in the 20 Dust shop here. So let's go ahead and try and open a couple. I just want to open up a bunch right now and see what we get. So immediately we get Summertime Aphrodite, which I don't believe was available before. And so that's nice. But I don't really use her, and I wouldn't be leveling her up for any dust at this point. And so there's Lapora, so you can actually reforge Lapora as well, so that's not a bad choice. If you're missing a fire commander card, that wouldn't be a bad card to get actually. And Mr. Crow, so a lot of them is still going to be the same. I'm just hoping to see if I can pull some ultra rare cards. That would actually be really cool. It's just, you know, some of the ultra rare cards that used to be super expensive to try and get. And so what are we right now? So we're at 15.9. I'm gonna go down to probably max. I'll go up to 15,000, so I can spend up to 900 here on the stream. So we got Sanet. So believe it or not, this cost 3,000 gems for me to get a copy of Sanet. And so this is the ultra rare card that is super awesome. That will boost God intensity and create gems like every turn. Like, this is an awesome card to have. So I'm pretty stoked I actually got him for 20 dust, if you think about it. And Balava, Thundering Dark. So I think that's the support card, which is Balavar. I think so. I haven't played with that deck in a very long time, so I can't remember. But I'm definitely pulling some of the cards I haven't seen in a while. And of course, a lot of the ones are very, very common as well. So Guru Patchy Sep, you know, like that whole deck right there is not bad. But I don't think I'll be able to pull any of the Master Collection cards. I don't think they're in the pool. At least if they are, I'm not. I haven't heard that just yet. So let me know, like, how has your experience been? Have you tried pulling the dust here? And so, like, you know, I don't want to waste too much of it, but it's just that I do want to see where this kind of leads me. And remember, for the most part, you're going to get your dust back as long as you don't, you know, if you don't spend the dust to get other things to evolve it, you should be fine. And so for the most part, I'm getting, you know, pretty much the same. And you got some wardens as well. I think if you try to go for wardens, you might have to get at the 4-star here. I'm not sure any wardens come in 3 stars. And so there's the dragon link. So any dragon link you get is going to be only worth 5. And so that's Nighthawk. I would be so stoked if I can get the starless Nighthawk, just because it works really well with a really cheap deck. And so I think based on this, I can also, you know, there's some decks that you can build for the trials, the legend trials, and that uses either Mondo Nighthill or Macreen. And so if you can get Sanet or the Starless Nighthawk, then you're going to be able to take those out relatively easily. If you couldn't before, you will be able to do that now. All right, so we're getting close to our target here of 15,000, and so far I've pulled I think 1 ultra rare card, which is Sanet, and so not as many as I was hoping for. I actually really wanted to get Goddess of Surf. That's the one card that I kind of wish I got and I didn't get it. I also didn't get the volume one. That whole event, I couldn't get anything except for Summertime Aphrodite. All right, so we are at 15.2, got a couple LS streams. And Hercules, I was hoping to get more of the water one, and, you know, I'll be really happy if I could see either, you know, the one for the water, the Light Slayer event with Amy. I forget the name now. I think Rainbow Overdrive. I think that'll be good. There's a Skuka. Or if I can get, what is it? Materna, Aurora Materna, the ultra rare hero from the from the water honor event. That would be actually really cool. So I'm definitely probably gonna pull a little bit after this as well. It's just I don't want to spend it all right now, given how how rare the dust is at this point. All right, so we're at 15,000, and this is basically what I've got. So we'll spend about 900 plus or so. Now, it would be really nice if I had to sell all, but I'm not going to do that. So we can take a look here, and so basically, you know, a couple of good pulls. I think there was a couple of good pulls there, but then otherwise everything else is the same. And so what I'm going to do also is I'm going to take a look at you know, the cards here. Salut, merci. Hello, Jory Jody. Assuming hailing from France. Nice to see you here, and thank you for joining me here. And so if you take a look at my collection here, so I'm already able to craft a Master Collection card if I wanted to, but the thing is, I don't know if I'm going to spend 16.8 thousand dust to craft a Master Collection card. And so here's my fear, right? And this is something that I sort of talked about. My fear is that I'm going to get the dust needed for the ultra rare card as well, and I'm going to be gun shy when it comes to actually spending it all to craft it. And this is ultimately, I believe, sort of the issue with these events. These crystal events is that the cost of dust is so high that even when you finally get to it, can you actually get yourself to spending it, or are you more likely to actually go ahead and buy packs to try your luck? And so so that's the thing, right? And if you take a look at the ultimates, and I can actually create a ultimate. I can actually create an ultimate relic here. I might end up doing that at some point. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it just yet. But I do have enough enchanted dust, and I got lucky at 4 of those. So I'm going to revisit that. We'll take a look. But what I'm going to do is I have 4,840 gems. I do want to save most of it for the ultra rare pack. But if I were to open up the first 3 tiers, that would be 800. That'll be about 1,400 gems. So that would leave me with 3,400 to pull for the ultra rare. And so I guess we'll give it a try, and if nothing else, I'll get some dust there. And so let's open up the first couple tiers and see what we get. So we got really, really lucky one of the first times I opened, and got one on tier 2 and tier 3. So keeping my fingers crossed as usual for something like that to happen. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. At least I already have enough dust to craft it. But of course, getting it outright is always better than not. All right, let's go tier 2. And also let's keep count of how much dust we got. So we got 800 in that last one. And so no Master Collection card this time, and 900 dust here. And now I got my Goddess of Surf. So I did get my ultra rare card, so that is at least good in itself. So I can go ahead and we can take a look at how you can upgrade them as well, because I think they've changed that. All right, last tier, we're going to go ahead and open up tier 3, and we'll see what we get in this tier. Fingers crossed. Thank you very much. And it looks like no Master Collection card this time. And it's all Summertime Aphrodite plus the Goddess of Surf. All right, so we've got quite a bit of dust there, and I'll get more from the collection as well. And so I'm going to save all of my gems now for the ultra rare pack here. I might end up saving it for the Water Slayer. I don't know yet, so just kind of really thinking about it. But this is really what it comes down to. And I think this is the experience that most people have, and that is they take away the runes and they make it so that you have to use dust. If you don't pull something within the tiers that you're comfortable spending to, then what do? You basically spend the whole event doing nothing. And so while I think while it's something that is, I've said this again and again, is that while it's good that it's a guarantee at some point, but what they're forgetting is the amount of effort it requires to get to this point. Because keep in mind, not everybody can get through the collections. I know that they made it a little bit easier, and so that hopefully is going to be the trend. But if they don't make it easier and they don't give you more dust to collect from the collection each event, it's going to take a long time. And that whole joy and that whole excitement of pulling new cards kind of goes away. And you're kind of left with this decision that you'd make. Right? Like if you I want to hear from you guys. Would you actually spend the dust if you had enough to just spend 16.8 thousand dust and just craft it completely? Let's say you had enough for a Master Collection card and the ultra rare. Would you do it? And if so, what would it cost? Like what would it take? What are you looking for in a deck that will actually get you there? And so I'm gonna save my gems here. I'm gonna go ahead and open up some packs in tomorrow's when the event starts. So tomorrow's ultra rare pack, I'm gonna go and open some, and if nothing else, collect the dust necessary to craft it if I wanted to. So we'll see. I'm at 23.1, so I'm getting close to being able to craft 2 of them even. But it just, I don't know. I don't know how I feel. Like I'm glad I saw some of the people that were able to get something from tiers 3 through 4. I don't think I'm gonna pull up to tier 4 just because I need this gems to go to tier 3 for ultra rare pack. But if you guys are pulling it, I hope that you do get some as well. So Arcadian, so some of you did. So it looks like Arcading, you did actually craft it. Yeah, so it is one of those things for me personally. I'm just kind of a little bit feeling a little trepid about that. But we'll see. And so, oh, nice gem gift. So what that means actually is a dust gift is going to be a good thing now. So you can actually use dust gift that you receive, and you can give it to, you can trade it, or you can give it to people in need. And so there is some good that comes out of that as well. And also don't forget to open up the Head Start store. I think that in Commanders it's lesser of a concern. In Slayers it's actually kind of interesting. Like if you don't open it, you actually get more of those bronze and silver bosses to attack in the beginning, and so that's something that I would recommend maybe trying not getting those. And so what else am I missing here? Anything else? So we opened up the Dust store, pulled up a couple of good cards. I think mostly the ones I'm happy about are, well, I got the Goddess of Surf, but that's for my pack. I did like the fact that I got Sanet, so I'm going to go ahead and keep that card as well. Everything else, I would have liked to get other, like I said, other ultra rare cards. And the only one I wanted to check out was Belava, because I can't remember whether this was the event card or this was the support card. And so this is the support card. Okay, so I still don't have the full deck from that Dark Technological deck there, although I would have liked to see some. And so here's my results of the cards I got. It was okay. It's not not the best pull I don't think, compared to some of the cards that I think would have been available, but it's at least something there. And Supercharged Makwa would be nice. Getting a couple of the Supercharged Makwa would be pretty nice as well, for those who are looking for some Power Gem spawners. And so let's see, BBX only for the deck that you're working on. And so the Pondering Pigeon, got enough, but you're not going to spend on this deck even though you love the Grail deck. It's just too expensive. Yeah, so for me, I always try to curb my spending if I can. Like I got the 1 month VIP. I plan to keep it for just the 1 month, and I'll take advantage of that. Like I said, most important thing I want to do is get my rate ascended fully, and so that I could finally get my team that I've been dreaming about for a long time. If you look at it, like my card is a Fire Affinity card, right? And W, am I done with Bounty? I am almost done. I have one more key remaining, although with all the cards I pulled, it's gonna take I'll have to dust them all, and they're cards I wanted to keep, so it's going to be a little bit of a management nightmare there while I'm stream. But basically, I'm here, and the team I'm using, as you saw, is the raid team. And just, with the ability of all of the cards just spawning power gems, it will actually take care of those cards really easily. All right, I'm going to try and dust some of these. So, there's no point in evolving. If you take a look now, you have to actually use these ingredients, and these things cost 20 dungeon coins. This is the thing I didn't talk about. So if you wanted to evolve an older card now, you can get these evolution stones, but they cost 20 to actually get from the store, and I don't think there's a way to farm shards. And so there's no way to farm shards right now. You have to buy these outright from the store, and that's 20 plus 20. That's basically 40 dungeon coins to level up 1 star. So going from 3 star to 4 star will cost me 40 dungeon coins. I already have a bunch of Basilisk Venom, finally get some use of these things. But I could also use my old, my old. So I'm going to go ahead. If I were to evolve this, I could do this. I could show you. So I can evolve this to 4 star. But then going to 4 star doesn't do anything. Doesn't change the fact that it's a 4 star, because it's still going to cost me 20. And so I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead and sell these. So let's take a look and keep that Summertime, and I want to make sure I don't accidentally sell the one that I really, really want, although it kind of is interesting because I can always get them back now. But it does cost 450, so it's, pretty expensive. Testera is actually a good card, but I don't really use her as much. Nighthawk is a really good card. I have 3 copies of her though, so I'm not gonna really need to evolve her again. Arabada, Katya, Victus, Sentinel Stars, Katya, Penelope, Hidoki. All of these. I don't need another copy of Guru, so I will get rid of that. Hercules Bolden. Okay, keeping Senate, Priestess Queen, Demons. Yeah, so like all of these cards are basically just, just go right back to dust. Go back where you came from. And that will give me back 1,000 dust there. So let's go ahead and sell those. And unfortunately, I'm still two over. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to dust some of my really old cards that I've been sort of keeping forever. Which one though am I going to get rid of? This is the sort of the thing. And I think what I'm going to do is people have also asked me, like, what do I dust? Like, if you have all these cards, what cards would you actually dust? And I'm going to tell you this. It's going to be interesting. I actually look for Wardens first. So what's interesting here is if I'm not planning on evolving a Warden, then I don't keep it around. So you can actually see I got rid of a lot of my non-light Wardens just because I don't really plan on using them. And so we're kind of at the point where I've run out of those Wardens to to dust. And so now I'm kind of stuck too. I don't know what to do here. So because I don't have any more Wardens to get rid of, let's take a look at the power cards. I'm at 375 right now. I could spend 100 gems to go up to 380, but I just kind of don't want to. I really just want to save my gems. And so looking at the collection here, man, this is a tough choice, right? And I'm sure you guys kind of go through that sort of, all the time as well. And I'm so tempted to just get rid of my these pumpkins, like these cards. I was actually very tempted to just get rid of them, but I'm not sure if I'll ever be able to buy them back. And I think dusting a Fennec might be something that's an offense to some people, so I'm gonna at least keep it around for a little bit. Although what I could do is I don't need a ton of some of the support cards here that I pulled, so that might be sort of what I can do as well. So if we go to Generation 3, there are also a lot of cards that I pulled that I could probably get rid of. So like the 3 Fates, for example, Summoner Alice, I do need 2 of them. I don't know. I don't know what to do here. I kind of wanted to try and make a decision here faster so I can go through the event there. So you know what? I'm gonna get rid of I'm gonna get rid of this card. I don't need the 3 Sisters, that's for sure. And I'm going to get rid of the Bestiarius. Let's go ahead and sell it. All right, so now we've got enough here. Let's go ahead and go to the bounty dungeons and kind of show you what I do here. So basically, this is really simple. This is why you go after legends and you ascend them. Trial boss challenge. From BBX. I haven't actually done the trial boss challenge this time around. I don't have the fire deck to try it out. And I was actually trying to find an idea for a deck that sort of uses some of the cards this time around. I wasn't quite successful, although like I've seen people who have the event deck just take it out really easily because of the beast, beast status, the beast killer bonus there. And so you can just see how easy it is. We're at, the second part. We're in the what floor is this? Floor 3, I think. And it's just one shot I could take them all up because they're all Generation 3 heroes now with this added stats and everything. So what's really nice is also when you use a ascended team, you could I chose to use Slayer relics here, but you can also use a Fire Commander relic and it will work just the same. And so all of these things you have at your disposal there. All right, so Tamara, welcome to the stream. A little bit later than but glad to have you here anyways. And so we've just kind of talked about all of these, different cards here, and I'm going to take a look and see how I can evolve my Goddess of the Surf. So let's take a look here. So I don't want to spend that. I'm going to go ahead and use my Catalyst that I saved up. And let's see if I'm able to evolve her from 5-star to 6-star. Because what I heard from a lot of people is if you don't already have the 6-star if you don't have already the 6-star catalyst, then you will not be able to evolve it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look here. If you click here, you can still craft it, right? So you can still craft that. So I think you should be fine. So I'll be able to go ahead and evolve for the 6-star with no problems. I'll be able to use Goddess of the Surf in the deck along with some Summertime Aphrodite. And if you guys get that, of course, that will be an option for you as well. It will work well with definitely the event team. So we can definitely play around with that. So on Thursday's stream, I'm going to take a look and we will go through some decks. And so basically, I think, I sort of went on a tangent there, but I kind of wanted to kind of wrap it up and talk about, how you guys feel about this. I kind of asked for your thoughts and your feedback. And so taking a look again at some of the feedback here. So BBX, I'm not going to be able to go through the boss trial challenge this time for sure, unfortunately, but I'll look for ideas and maybe next time I'll do that. And I think for some people, what I'm hearing is, so let's see. So once I get there, Canuck Phoenix Gaming said, once I get there, I spend the card on 3-turn cooldown. Rewards, take a while after Crystal event. I did get the MC on 3rd pull of this event. So congratulations for pulling Master Collection. And Lori, 3.0 was bad enough, and now this Crystal mess is a nightmare. So definitely not a lot of love for the Crystal events here, and I can definitely understand why. So what can we do? What are the things that, we as players can do? I think, obviously there's the feedback form there. And one of the things I do want to try and do is get some sort of, comments and sort of reasons for why they're moving there. I can tell you what I know. And that is they're trying to simplify everything. They're trying to simplify the way that we pull packs. They're trying to simplify the way that we evolve our cards. And the reason why they couldn't update the dust pool is because they didn't know what to do with the abundance of dust that we were going to get. And so their solution finally is they reintroduced it, but they lowered the price or the dust that we can earn as a result of that. And so that's sort of like the reason why. And at the end of the day, they're trying to simplify everything, but I think along the way it is making it feel like it's hard for us to make progress. And so these are the pain points that I think we need to, as players, definitely continue to provide feedback on and say, look, this is making my game experience not as fun as it used to be. And so for some of you, like what I want to hear is this a good change for you or is it a bad change for you? And what's your experience like? Let's play through an event, for example, and let's see how things go. So this is the first day this change rolled out. Not sure if they're going to tweak anything, but for now, at least, I'm going to go through this event and I'm going to continue to open some packs afterwards. I'm going to see how many of the ultra rare cards I can get, knowing that I can just get the dust back. So that is one thing that I think, is the saving grace here. It used to earn you only 5 dust when you sell a 3-star card. Now you can get it back for 20. And so there's that zero sum benefit there. So think about that isn't all negative, right? You can get a past ultra rare for essentially for free. And so give that a try. You're not going to lose out on a lot of dust. But what is going to be really crappy is once that number goes down because you need to spend it for the ultimate form, you can't replenish it easily. And so what's the solution there? What are we going to do? What are they planning? Those are the questions that still need to be answered. And I'll try and get some answers there and we'll try and cover that as well. And so just taking a look here. And so BBX, sorry, you were meaning once you get the 150 level update. I was meaning once you get to 150 level, the new update they made to it. Not sure if I missed something. But follow up with me afterwards and we can talk about this. We can talk about it as well. And Aaron Howard, you can only craft it if you have one already. So should I have... Oh, I should have crafted multiple of them is what you're saying. Oh, I messed up. I only had the one. I should have just crafted a whole bunch of them. That was my mistake. Okay. Now I know, I'm going to go back to my other ones and I'm going to craft a bunch of those. That stinks. Okay, so now I see what's going on there. Okay, so we'll go back and figure it out. I'm gonna play around with it some more and we'll see what we can do. So anyways, thanks a lot for joining me for the stream today and for all of your comments and your feedback. I think continue to provide, let me know in the thoughts in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think. And also what you think about this deck here. I personally think that it's not a bad deck to use. I really, really, really like the fact that the support card will give you the opportunity to actually get the number of power gems that you need, and so definitely get at least one so that you can take advantage of this deck. Two would be ideal because you can go that much faster. And so that would be my recommendation. And look for a video tomorrow where I'm going to show you how to use the support card to get over 100% overkill on your legend bosses. And on Thursday, we're going to get together for a stream. So that's all for today's episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for your time. And we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody. Good night.